This is Tim with That's My Metal, and I'm talking to.
Hey, this is Lena from Infected Rain.
Okay. The first question I've got is from the start of the pandemic till now, how's it been? How have you adapted as far as like not touring or doing anything with the band?
It was definitely a lot of ups and downs. And obviously in the beginning, like everybody else, we got a little bit of a depression and, we were down for this, just the unknown was so scary. But then we kind of rolled our sleeves and we started working so hard. We are about to release a new album that we worked on. I recorded so many songs during this part of life that never happened before. I think I recorded more than 30 songs in a year and a half, which never happened to me before. I did featurings, I did collaborations on other, friends' songs, and then in my band. It was really, really nice, actually. I invested in my own vocal studio, so that helped a lot. But all that happened only because of the support of the fans. Only because of the support of the fans. Infinite support. And only that's how I was always going.
Right. What's the difference from touring here in the States and touring, overseas and different places? Even in your own home country, how's it?
I don't know. It's a very difficult question for me because I don't see nationalities. I don't see ethnicities when I see a crowd. I see music lovers. I don't see the difference in where they were born, what language they speak, how rich they are, or how old they are. I don't care. We don't care.
Right.
We just want to spread the word and share our music. And I think our approach is the same, and we feel the same approach. We feel amazing feedback everywhere.
Right. Well, who or what was your biggest influence to get into music?
No influence. So I will explain. Basically, what I mean is, we all grew up listening to different bands and different musicians, right? But what influenced us as artists is not just music; it's life itself. Right. It can be a person, it can be movies, it can be, shows that we attend, even sometimes in genre that we don't even really prefer. So I can't pinpoint and tell you one band or two bands or even 10 bands. It's not only about bands. It's about everything else that surrounds us.
Right.
Like that thing over there. So I believe that what really created me as a musician and really shaped me in who I am right now is just paying attention to everything that surrounds me. That's what made me who I am right now. I am very nerdy about everything I like, right. So that helps me improve, grow. I read a lot, I watch tons of movies, I listen to tons of music in different genres, so...
Okay. What's your favorite tattoo that you've got?
It's this one right here. It's Powerpuff Girls. It's Buttercup because me and my sisters, we got it matching. So it's a sister power tattoo, so that's why.
Definitely. Is there one place that you go to get your tattoos, or do you go on tour and stop at a place?
I think I've been tattooed on tour 2 times. Once it was a gift for my birthday, and once we actually played in this huge venue that was a Slash tattoo shop.
Right.
So the owner tattooed a couple of us. So that was fun. That was in Netherlands. But other than that, I guess I prefer to get tattooed on my free time because I like to take my sweet time, prepare for the pain,
Right.
So
what tattoo hurt the most?
I think the back of my head hurt the most. It was one of those tattoos that I couldn't handle. I needed like a break every 30 minutes. But other than that, tattoos just hurt.
Oh, they're absolutely...
They just hurt, so...
I always wondered, because like I said before, you've got many tattoos.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you got them in different places on tour. And some bands do, some bands don't do
Yeah,
that.
as I said, I had it done twice, and it was very small tattoos. But normally I prefer to do it like when out on tour.
All right.
Yeah.
So you released your last album, what, in 2019?
Correct.
How's been the response of that? I think that's just been like it just keeps on carrying over and over and over.
It does, but it's mainly because we didn't really have to tour with it. We only did one tour with it, and then pandemic happened.
Right.
So it was a big deal for us because it was the first album that we released under a label. We've been independent for 10 years, and then we finally signed, and then we finally released an album with the label, and we only got to show it one time, to tour with it one time. And that sucked, a little bit. We didn't really have enough time to share it enough. So, but however, the pandemic also made a lot of people sit home. So people when they sit home, they watch movies and listen to music. So I think a lot of fans discovered Infected Rain during the pandemic as well.
When do you think the new one's going to be released?
Yeah, it's going to be January.
January?
Yeah. And before that, we will release a bunch of singles.
Okay, definitely.
With music videos.
Do you have any more touring coming up for the music
that
you talk about,
definitely.
Or anything? Share?
A lot of them. Actually, next year is going to be super full. However, I cannot share that information right now because, COVID is still around, and we don't want to break anybody's hearts and do any promises.
When you guys are touring, how has COVID affected you? Is there changes that you guys have had to do?
Well, absolutely. We can't fool the clubs. The clubs cannot be sold out because the capacity of the clubs is way smaller. Certain areas are more strict, certain are less strict. We had a lot of pissed fans that came to the venue and they weren't allowed to come in. They had a ticket and all because they didn't have a test or vaccine. So yeah, I mean, we can feel it a little bit, but we try to only see the bright side.
How is it, I think, with the pandemic, how is it going to affect the future of bands touring?
I'm not a psychic. I don't know. Have no idea.
You guys have something planned ahead that in case this keeps on continuing, you're like, okay, well, we're going to have to do this, and this?
Well, for now, the only thing that we know that is going to be the less capacity. That's it.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
And as far as like anything overseas at all that you're doing?
Yeah, we will do both. America. We are trying to go for Asia as well. Hopefully Latin America next year.
Right.
And of course a lot of Europe because fans in Europe are missing us.
What's I guess your most favorite place that you've ever played at?
Again, I can't choose. It's unfair because sometimes you like the city more than you like the club. Sometimes you like the people more than you like the club. Sometimes you like the club more than you like the city. It's all so difficult. I'm
sound like her. She can't pick a favorite.
Well, it depends, but you can't. It's like you got 5 albums, right? We are about to release the 5th album.
Sorry.
Choose your favorite. How can I choose out of my own babies? Why would you make me choose? Why? Life is not about black and white. Life is about colors,
right.
Shades and shapes, and it's beautiful because of that. That's why certain things I really cannot choose. I'm sorry.
Did you choose your favorite album growing up? Is there one that you went to repeatedly? And
I think, oh man, it's still, I can't pick one because I listen
pick a
to
couple one.
Yeah, but I definitely I'm still sticking with Deftones. White Pony definitely is one of my favorites. But there are so many, like Lamb of God, Raw. There are so many albums that I don't know, so Iowa, Slipknot's Iowa made me fall in love with heavier music. I picked that album accidentally. I didn't even know what I'm buying. I was a kid. I was 16, and I bought 2 albums without even knowing what I'm buying. And they will be in my heart forever because they made me fall in love with the heavier music. Second album was Sepultura Roots. I still know all those songs by memory. So again, I can't pick an album.
What was your very first concert you've ever went to?
So I've been to local shows in my country, in the city where I grew up, but I think I will consider the first one being this huge festival in Italy. I was 17 years old, and it was headlined by Korn, and the other bands that were in were Soulfly, Il Nino, Him, and other bunch of other bands. But I remember it was a big open air festival, and I was for first row all 13 hours of the show. 13 hours, first row. I got bruises all over my body. Oh my god, my whole I couldn't even breathe how tight that was. So many people there were. I got hit in my head by stage divers, everything possible. And my nose was like burned by the sun, peeling. So yeah, it was awesome.
Cool. Well, definitely thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan.
Thank you so much. Well, I hope to see you in the crowd.
Well, I'm going to. She's going to take photos tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but thank you for coming out. Thank you for doing the interview.
Thank you.
Post that. We've been doing everything, so we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Thank you for.